to Lockdown Made Easy with the really cool team. Today we're going to look at some activities that we can do with pegs. I'm sure you have some pegs lying around your house. But before we start, I want to tell you why did I choose pegs today. I've been getting some messages from you about the fine motor skills and why are they so important. When we were recording our previous videos, we were saying that some of the activities are developing fine motor skills and it's so important. But some of you are asking me, why is developing of fine motor skills so important? So let me tell you today, why do we need to practice those fine motor skills and those muscles? So when the child comes to the preschool, or before they go to school, and before they are asked to learn how to hold a pencil and write, we need to make sure that the muscles in their little hands develop, so they're able to do that. If we skip that step of developing fine motor skills, they will be struggling with writing, drawing, and holding a pencil. Fine motor skills are the skills that help us to unbutton our shirt every day. They're the skills that involve all those small little muscles in our hand. And the more the child practices those skills. Okay, so let's have a look. How can we use pegs to develop those fine motor skills? But I also have some activities for you to develop numeracy and literacy, to teach colors. But it's great if we can combine the exercises that the kids can, let's say, get creative, but at the same time develop fine motor skills, or they can learn their letters, numbers, colors, and develop the fine motor skills at the same time. We always look for activities that can do both. But let's start from the simple activity that is present in nearly every preschool. So if you have any sort of box or any container, it can be a plastic container, it can be a box, it can be some sort of a cup, whichever, that can hold a few pegs, you just pop in some pegs there. And I encourage you, if you have a little toddler at home, I encourage you to do it as soon as the video is finished. Look around for some basket or a box, look around for some pegs, and you just ask your child to put the pegs on the basket. This is exactly what's called, it's a Montessori activity that's called pegs on the basket, because that's exactly what you do. And you ask your child to put those pegs around that container. So what does it do? First of all, your child needs to master this skill. So pressing, it's not that easy when you are 2.5, believe me. So they need to practice this, okay? Then they need to be able to put it on the basket. Do you see the way my hand is positioned? That wrist is already working. So you're not only working the muscles here, you're working that wrist as well. You're working on your eye and hand coordination. And then, so when your child finishes doing this, you can ask them to take them all back in the box, okay? The extension of this activity would be to have a little line, maybe for baby clothes, like, you know, for doll clothes, and you can ask your child to start putting them on the little line like this. Just like mommy puts them on the line in the garden, your child can do it in the house. You can have a line going from one leg of the table to another and ask them to do this. It's a fantastic activity for working those skills. Okay? That was very simple. Another activity I want to show you is combining developing of fine motor skills together with learning letters, numbers, or colors. So what I have here, I have a little page that says Maya, okay? You can put any name there. And then on your pegs, you put little papers with the letters. You see? And then you ask your child to match the letter that's on your page to the letter that's on the peg. So their job will be to go like this and complete the whole word. So you can use it to teach their name, you can use it to teach any words. Word building in general would be great. You know, you can have those short words like cat, dog, so you can have the whole alphabet written on the pegs, and then have little papers, maybe on a cardboard piece, and you can make any words. It depends what stage your child is at, because that can work on children that are in junior infants, but that can work on preschoolers as well, that are learning letter recognition. So what does it do? So first, it helps with recognizing the letters. So they are learning to match the shapes together, because for the children, when they're small, letters don't mean anything yet, but they learn to recognize, okay, so this is the same shape to this, so I need to match it. So that's the first thing. And of course, those fine motor skills and literacy is being developed, so they learn those letters. You can use the same idea for colors and numbers. You can make all sorts of different designs. So let's have a look how can we teach maths by using pegs. So I did exactly the same. I just put some numbers on the cardboard here, and then I put dots on my pegs, as you can see. So I have pegs with dots, and there's different amount of dots on each peg. So the skill of the child would be to count how many dots is there and then match it to the number. Okay, so this way, it's not only repeating the numbers they know, because the children don't, people say, oh, my child knows numbers, they can count 1 to 10, but the number recognition is different than the idea of counting, than the concept of counting. So only when the child is able to match the amounts to the numbers, you can say that the child knows how to count. So this is the skill that you want to develop. So there you go. You just ask them to count the dots, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this one is 5. I didn't make the 4 one. Yeah, and then match them to the correct number. If your child is a little bit older, what I've done here, on the other side of the pegs, I wrote some tasks like 0 plus 1. So you can do that with multiplication, addition, subtraction, whichever you want. And it's the same thing. So you just ask them to match 2 plus 2, 4. Now, you just ask them to match to solve the problem and then decide what's the result. So even if your child is a bit older, if they're in junior infants, senior infants, it doesn't matter that their fine motor skills are developed the way they should. So it's always good to keep practicing, because the better those muscles are developed, the better then they will perform in their writing and everyday life skills, basically. So it's good not to forget about those muscles and keep practicing them. That's why I'm giving you different options of the activities for the older children as well. Another thing I want to show you is how we can use pegs to get creative. Okay, so for this activity, you will need a peg, some googly eyes, a bit of glue. I have glue that you can use, like a PVA glue, and some colored card. So we are going to make a mouse. Oh, and I have some string as well that I'm going to use as a tail. Okay, so I could, before we started, 2 shapes like that. I folded page in half and just cut a shape of a teardrop. So what you do, you take the glue, you take the peg and you put some glue on the wooden side of it, yeah? Okay, put one on top, and then you stick your teardrop shape that way, that the pointy bit is at the opening, at the side that opens. And you do the same on the other side. So you put the glue and you stick the teardrop, okay? So you should have something like this. Then I cut out 2 shapes that are like ears. And as you can guess, you stick them on top. So again, you just use the glue. I'll show you in a minute. Now, so you stick them like that, one here and one here on the other side. It's a very quick craft. but it's lovely. I will show you then what you can use them for. So okay, it will look something like this, yeah? Then you stick the eyes on. So it depends what you have. I have some googly eyes here on me, but you can draw them on the white page, whatever you have on hand. The idea of those activities that we present you here every Friday is that you use things that you have at home, that you don't need to go to the shop and be looking for things. Just what you have at home. Okay, so now we have some eyes, and then you can take a little string and attach it at the end. Here, okay. Now, so there is your little mouse. It's very, very simple. Of course, you can get creative and add a nose or like little whiskers, and you can use it for holding pictures. You see, I have a picture here. So you can hold a photograph in it. You can attach a little magnet here and use it as a fridge magnet for holding important notes, or you can just let the child play with it. You can make maybe a slice of cheese and let the mouse to bite the cheese, or it can, you know, bite your finger. You can do a lot of, you can have a lot of fun with that. You can ask your kids to see how they want to play with them, but I can guarantee you that once you add some life to a little wooden peg, the child would love to just keep doing this to see the mouth opening. And this is very, very beneficial for them because they are working those muscles just like that. Another one that I have here for you is this little egg. Easter is coming, so that might be a nice craft to do with your child. And I know that my kids absolutely adore this little craft. So this is an egg. As you can see, you just cut out the shape of the egg and then cut it in the middle. And then when you press it, ta-da! Can you see it? There is a little chicken inside the egg. It's very cute and very simple. So you just cut out the egg, and then I have a little chick that I drew on the yellow page, and you just stick that at the back, and that's all you do. And there you go. You have a little surprise in your egg. You can use it as... Now I will show you something for the younger kids. So I just take any page and I used egg carton. And you can see in that egg carton, I added some paint and cotton wool. So each color has a different ball of cotton wool. And then you can ask your child to take a peg and use the cotton wool as a paintbrush. So they can do a lot of stamping or creating any type of art. But the idea is that they use this peg. So again, they practice those motor skills. And then you don't need fancy paintbrushes at home. You can just have a bit of cotton wool and some egg carton to keep it interesting. You see, kids like everything that's new and different. So I would say that would be a lovely activity. And then you as a parent will know that they're getting so many benefits from it. So a little bit of cotton wool, some paint, and a wooden peg, and you can... pegs are so nice to use. There are so many ideas of things that you can do. So I want to show you one more thing. So you will need a peg. If you have any lollipop sticks, they can come handy, and some glue. So what I do for this one, we're going to make an aeroplane. Now I have different sizes of the sticks. I have a shorter one, you can cut one as well. So you just use the glue and put a little bit of glue here at the top, like this. Then you turn it around and put a bit of glue here. Now you can already see it starts looking like an old school airplane. And then you can put the shorter one here at the back. See, very simple. And then of course you can go mad and add some details. You can add the purple here, you can add some wheels on the bottom, but just like that, I'm pretty sure the boys will already go mad for this one because it looks like an airplane and they can go and fly. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that. I would like to see all the creations that you make with the ideas that we give you. So don't be shy, post some comments, send us info on Facebook or Instagram. We would like to see it under our videos of what you create at home with your little kids. And let's get to practice those fine motor skills. See you next week. Bye.